The Young and the Restless spoilers. Next week, May 1 to 5, 2026. Welcome back to our channel, fellow Y and R addicts. Today is just another wild day in the soap universe, and we are absolutely bursting at the seams to unpack the latest Genoa City drama with you all. Grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's dive right into the madness. I can't even begin to process what I just watched. I am literally typing this at 2 a.m. because I cannot sleep after seeing where this Nick Newman storyline is going. I mean, are you kidding me? I've been watching this show for years, and I have never seen Nick dragged this low. We all knew the Vegas Strip was going to be an absolute unmitigated disaster, but fentanyl and cocaine? Matt Clark is an absolute monster for planting that tainted batch in the storage unit. Just thinking about the fact that Nick, the supposed golden boy, the moral compass of the Newman family, was pushed so far to the edge that he stole drugs from a locker, it breaks my heart. And Matt, sitting there watching Nick collapse on a live surveillance feed, writhing in agony on the filthy floor of a rundown gas station, it is pure evil. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the aftermath, because Nick is finally coming back to Genoa City to get professional treatment, and the family dynamics are already driving me completely up the wall. So Victor Newman, classic, predictable, infuriating Victor. His son almost dies, literally fighting for his last breath, while Adam frantically tries to save him. And what is Victor's first instinct? Cover it up, protect the brand. He wants to keep Nick's severe addiction a massive secret and only tell the inner circle, because heaven forbid the precious Newman legacy takes a PR hit, right? It is so frustrating. Nick needs a massive open support system right now. He needs people rallying around him, not a carefully orchestrated PR spin to hide his shame. But of course, Victor's gonna Victor. He controls everything, even his children's rock bottom moments. And speaking of support systems, can we please talk about Sharon? I am sorry, but if this doesn't lead to a full-blown chic reunion, I am going to riot in the streets. Sharon has been his absolute rock through all of this recent trauma. Remember when they were chained up in that abandoned gas station? Noah and Sharon literally had to watch Nick foaming at the mouth, dying right in front of them, till Adam managed to unchain them. The sheer terror in Sharon's eyes, that kind of deep, horrifying trauma, bonds people forever. Sharon is fighting for him with every fiber of her being, and the spoilers are heavily hinting that this treatment process is going to make Nick reevaluate his true feelings for her. I know some people are loving the angst and the back and forth, but personally, I am so ready for Sharon's wish to finally come true. They belong together. They always have. Nick realizing that Sharon is his true north after almost losing his life to a poison drug batch. It is soap opera poetry, and I am here for it. But here is where things get genuinely insane and complicated. Nikki wants to help, obviously. She is his mother. Victoria warned her weeks ago that Nick was spiraling, but nobody realized he was popping fentanyl to numb the pain. So now Nikki is dropping all her stress about Victor's ridiculous AI blackmail scheme against Phyllis, which is a whole other mess with those fake emails that I don't even have the energy for tonight to focus entirely on Nick. She's a recovering addict herself, so she gets it. She knows the dark places the mind goes. She's going to listen without judging him. But guess who else is a recovering addict who wants to step in and help Nick? Jack freaking Abbott. Yes, Jack Abbott is inserting himself into the Newman family drama, and I am screaming at my screen because you just KNO Victor is going to spontaneously combust. Victor already hates Jack with the fire of 1,000 suns. Diane Jenkins is already furiously plotting a divorce because she caught Jack and Nikki in a compromising situation right after that disastrous Patty Williams boat incident. And now Jack is going to be spending even more time with Nikki to help Nick through his rehab. Victor's going to lose his absolute mind. He is going to view Jack as a parasite intruding on his family's private shame. The explosive, vein-popping fights we are going to get between Victor and Jack over this are going to be legendary. I am so here for the drama, but I'm also dreading the collateral damage because Jack is playing with fire. Jack is creating a wildly dangerous situation for himself by getting between Victor and his vulnerable son. Okay, back to the point. Let's pivot to the absolute clown show happening with Sienna Bacall. I can't with this girl. I just can't. The spoilers for the week of May 4th are saying that Sienna is going to boldly claim she was the one who killed Matt Clark. Do they really think we are that stupid? I've been a fan for way too long, and if there is one thing I know as an absolute fact, it's that Matt Clark is the ultimate cockroach of Genoa City. He survives everything. He is not dead. He is probably lurking in the shadows, licking his wounds from the car crash and laughing at them. Sharon knows it too. Sharon is immediately questioning Sienna's loyalty and seeing right through her ridiculous story. Sharon has survived too many psychopaths to be fooled by Sienna. But Noah, sweet, naive, incredibly frustrating, Noah Newman is actually standing up and defending Sienna. Am I the only one who wants to shake him by the shoulders? Noah, your father almost died because of Matt Clark's twisted games, and you are blindly trusting this random girl who claims she magically took out the biggest, most elusive villain in town? It makes zero sense. Noah has the absolute worst taste in women, I swear. He is always the victim of his own gullibility. Which brings me to my next desperate thought. If Noah finally opens his eyes and realizes Sienna is playing him or lying to his face, the rumors are saying he might pivot back to Audra Charles. Audra. Look, I kind of love Audra right now because she is being such a phenomenal friend to Sally Spectra. Sally just went through that horrific car crash and lost her baby because Billy Abbott was cruel enough to question the paternity, and Audra has been her rock. Audra is really showing her human side. But do we really want Noah and Audra revisiting their toxic pasts? Remember when Audra confessed she had a miscarriage with Noah's baby years ago and never even told him until way later? That is so much heavy, unresolved trauma. If Noah drops Sienna and goes running to Audra while she is in the middle of this emotional crisis with Sally, it is going to be a disaster. A beautiful, dramatic, Emmy-worthy disaster, but still a disaster. Let me take a deep breath. At least we have Holden Novak and Claire Grace Newman to give us some wholesome sweetness amidst the toxic waste dump of Genoa City relationships. Holden is really struggling with the massive bombshell that Malcolm Winters is his biological dad, and Devin and Nate are being so rigid and awful to him about it. But Claire is stepping up. Claire gets it. She knows exactly what it's like to be thrust into a massive, complicated legacy family with 1,000,000 secrets. Their scenes are so pure, and I really hope the writers don't ruin them by throwing them into a love triangle anytime soon. Let them just be cute and supportive. But wait, speaking of the Winters family, I saved the most infuriating, blood-boiling part for last. Malcolm and Cain. So Malcolm is literally dying of aplastic anemia. Lily is devastated because her twins aren't a match. Everyone is panicking. And then in walks Cain Ashby like some kind of twisted, manipulative savior because he is the only bone marrow match. The spoilers are saying Cain agreed to the procedure to save Malcolm, and now Lily's heart is starting to soften toward him. I'm sorry, but what? Lily, wake up. Are we just going to conveniently forget that Cain is literally blackmailing her? He came to her with a secret contract demanding control of Chancellor Winters in exchange for saving her uncle's life. How on earth is her heart softening? I know she is desperate and incredibly grateful that Malcolm is going to live, but Cain is using a dying man as a bargaining chip to steal her family's empire. I can't stand Cain right now. Remember when he faked his identity years ago? He has always been a liar and an opportunist, but this is a completely new low, even for him. If Lily actually takes him back after this, I am going to throw my remote at the television screen. I know some people love Lane and want them back together, but personally, I think this is toxic beyond belief. You don't hold a man's life hostage for corporate power and call it love. I have so many feelings right now. This show is firing on all cylinders. The drama is peaking, but the decisions these characters are making are driving me absolutely insane. Nick needs to heal and marry Sharon immediately. Victor needs to back off and let his son breathe. Jack needs to watch his back before Victor destroys him. Noah needs a massive reality check. And Lily needs to run far, far away from Cain Ashby the second Malcolm is cured. I am emotionally exhausted, but you better believe I will be glued to my screen tomorrow to see how this all blows up. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree with me or if I'm just losing my mind tonight.